What you're about to experience are my opinions and truths. I'm suggesting they're possibilities for you to consider, in which you can then come up with your own logical conclusions. And hello everyone, welcome once again. My name is Logan. This is Decode Your Reality. Today I'm doing one on the statement order out of chaos. If you're watching this, you probably know what that statement means, what it's attached to. Obviously, I'm kind of giving it away here. You've seen probably this before. The two black eagles side by side, which I would think they're eagles. The red, white, and blue, of course. And then all the symbology that's paid tribute, especially, the words here, the 33 with the pyramid indicating earth. And then, what's in Latin and the sword and whatnot. But I'm going to show you some stuff you've never seen before. I will guarantee you that you've never seen these before, and I will prove, using of course my system, which is this right here, without a shadow of a doubt, what order out of chaos means and what's behind that. Because it's not what you think. These are my methods of decoding. First and foremost, I typically use Chaldean numerology, although I use other ones, sometimes the English, Hebrew, septenary, but primarily the Chaldean numerology. If you're new to my channel, numerology is first and foremost to decode the spoken word, the spells that we speak. We can then take the outcomes of what we get in numerology and we can then bring it into science and use alchemy, which is the breaking down of spells using science, the periodic table. If you're not using this, you're missing out, ladies and gentlemen. And then of course, we want to get a picture of what it looks like, and then we bring the spoken word and science into the tarot, and we can kind of get a visual and get a deeper, profound meaning on what this decoding means. And of course, last but not least, common sense. You've got to have common sense with this stuff. So let's get going here. This is what started it all for me. I started doing this today, and it sucked me in, and I had 14 slides in. So here's the first one. So stick with me. I promise you this is going to be fun and very, very eye-opening. Now what's interesting about, in numerology, this is called the capstone, the first letter of each word, and that kind of drives it's the engine. It drives everything. And you can decode words and titles and names just by their first letter, which kind of eliminates all the other following, consonants and vowels that follow the first letter of the capstone. But what's interesting about order and chaos, it's an O and a C. Look at the similarities of those two letters. One's a vowel, one's a consonant, but this here, I've kind of broken it down, and this is order. This is pi. It's complete. This contains an infinite amount of energy. It's unbroken. It's a non-broken symbol. It's happy. But then we come over here to chaos. And chaos starts with the letter C. Notice that it's broken right here. Right there. There's a break in the letter, indicating it's letting loose its energy. It becomes chaotic, unstable, incomplete, because it's a broken symbol. So look at the variations of the two. It's clear as day to me how this works, especially this is the beauty of numerology and symbology, because we can break it down using just observing it from a symbolic standpoint. It's easy and plain to see. Pi, non-pi. Full in order, releasing into chaos. The broken aspect. Pretty interesting. Now let's break down the words above in Latin on this very, very well-known photograph or picture. It's all over the esoteric world. And that is order out of chaos, and it's through Latin. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Order ab chao, I think is how you probably say it. I guess I'm going to pronounce it. Its total numerology is 39, but here's the system that I use. If you've watched my channel, you take every individual letter and you tie it to an element on the periodic table. So we have 7247, 123517, and here's the alchemical spread for that. Now we're getting into alchemy. And then we go over to the trusty calculator. We add up all the atomic weights of these elements. These are the most abundant weights of these elements, I might add. There's a difference. And there is, using the trusty calculator, we get to 79.068. And then when we break that down using numerology, we get the number 88. Now, how many miles per hour did Marty McFly have to get to the DeLorean to go to time travel? 88 miles an hour. And the element that links up with 88 is yttrium. It's the only element that has the letter Y. Every element has an abbreviation, and yttrium is the only element that starts with the letter Y. The only other element is ytterbium, and that one has a B, I think it is attached to it, and that is element number 70, which is interesting as well, because 70 in the decimal digit of pi is the 96th position. And there's the 96 right there. Everybody knows the 96 is the yin and yang. They're magnetic, like John Petrie says, which they most definitely are. But 88 is a double battery. It's a double death and regeneration. And then, of course, the 39 matches up with order out of chaos in Latin, 39. So we know this is a very strong connection. Of course, let's not forget gold turning lead into gold. Order out of chaos turning lead into gold. 79, and look at the 96s. There's two of them in there on the masculine and feminine side. Very interesting to say the least. Now, when we get into breaking it down using the elements on a further level, 79.068 was the turnout of all these. So these alchemically become 79.068. And then the 79th element and the 68th element, you have gold and erbium. And then we add up their weights right here. And trusty calculator says the total outcome is 362.897. Or just 362.897. Now, interestingly, again, I keep saying, this is the masculine side, this is the feminine side. I had it wrong before, but I know that this is the next time you pump gas, you'll notice that this side of the decimal is what feeds the right side. And of course, feminine always gives birth to something. So this is the masculine side. Okay? So that's how this works right there. We're going to get into that. 362.897. Gold and erbium, 79.068. These two elements, they add up to 362.897. So we're going to break that down. What about the masculine side? The 362. Well, numerology, look at the outcome that we get for these. These are probably the two most popular ciphers to use. The ones that I primarily use, Chaldean first, English ordinal second. But 362 becomes a 166 outcome in the English and 47 in the Chaldean. Now, everybody knows, you see my work, what the 47 is. If you don't, I'm not going to give it away. Got plenty of links for this as we go. But remember, we're talking about order out of chaos. This is what we're talking about. And it ends up being 362.897 or 362.897. And these are the outcomes of 362, the masculine side, 166 and 47. So we're talking about the masculine Mars side. And, this is esoteric, but I mean, boy, girl. Boy is Mars, female is Venus. Very, very simple to see. These are very stuck out in today's society. But maybe you didn't notice it, but this is Mars, standing for masculine, 362. 362, 166, and 47. The word I am your father equals the number 47 and matches up with 362. Remember, I told you this is the masculine side of the decimal, 362, which is 47, which is 47. It's interesting in the English Sumerian. I typically don't use that, but I thought that was a cool link because the 96 is the yin and yang, and then the 70 in the Pythagorean is linked to the 96 because the 70th decimal digit in the string of pi is 96. So I thought that was a nice tie-in right there. And then 160, we're going to get into that because that one is also linked because 160 equals 47 as well. So we're going to get into more of this as we go along. Stick with me. Now, why is 362 embedded into Washington, D.C.? Why is it I am your father? This is really what we're going to be talking about. I am your father. We're talking about the masculine. And that's what Washington, D.C. is all about. Notice in the middle, you got Washington Monument right there. And of course that stands 555 feet tall. But what is this? This is a big phallus. It's a penis is what it is. Esoterically, it's a big phallus, which means it collects or gives energy. Okay? And what energy is it giving? What energy is it shooting up into the magnetosphere? What is it feeding the higher dimensions? Well, 362 is the masculine side, and remember, 47 was the outcome. I am your father is 47. And look at all these things that equal the number 47. These are all Masonic as well. Washington, D.C. was built by the Masons. The White House, 47. Georgetown University, right down the street from the White House, or the White House, 47. Square and compass, which was used to build by the Masons, equals the number 47. And I just wanted to throw this in there. Anybody who's fans with Jordan Maxwell, the great Jordan Maxwell, just remember his name is Russell Pine, but he changed it to Jordan Maxwell. I wonder why. I wonder why he changed it to that. More on that. We're coming up on that. Stay with me. Now we're going to get into the feminine side of the 362.897. Remember, we're talking about order out of chaos. That's what it all started from. And you have 897. You get 156. And I am your mother is 49. These are the two ones that I've circled. Keep those in mind because I'm going to get back to those. But remember, I am your father is 47. I am your mother is 49. 47 plus 49 equals 96. Anyway, let's keep going. Remember, feminine Venus, 897. Now we're going to add those up. We're going to add those up. We're going to add up 362 and 897. I circled the 156. You have the 166. 166 plus 156. I'll let you guess what that equals. Got a cool little logo right here with a number right at the bottom. What do you think that adds up to? 166 plus 156. Take a wild guess. We're talking order out of chaos now. Who creates the order? Who creates the chaos? Where's the origination coming from? 362, 897, ladies and gentlemen. Right there, 166, 156, 156. Take a wild guess. That leads me to skull and bones. Order out of chaos equals the number 39, just like the word skull and bones. And this is absolutely huge. Because, of course, we're talking about where skull and bones comes from, which, of course, is Yale University. Which is why I said the 322. 166 plus 156 is 322. Talking about order out of chaos. Now, again, the only element that has the letter Y as its abbreviation is yttrium. That's the 39th element. And remember, it's weight. The only weight it has, by the way, it only has one. There are most elements have more than one. Not yttrium. It only has one weight. That's 88 masculine, 906 feminine. It's really, really interesting. Now, keep in mind, what's the capstone of Yale? The letter Y. What does the letter Y stand for? How about Yahweh? What about the Yod? What about YHVH or YHWH? Yod He Vah He. What about that? Have you ever thought about this being the Yod, the Tetragrammaton? I never did until I started to research and decode this. Completely has blown my mind. But that's what this is all linking up to. Now, what's interesting about skull and bones, have you ever decoded it this way? You know, you got skull and bones and then 322, so you decode it that way. And the two outcomes on the two biggest ciphers on the stage is 137 and 46. 46, I've shown this over and over. It's the mirror of the 64. 64 squares on a chessboard. Same thing. Jesus, Lucifer. Jesus is the black. Lucifer is the white. Order out of chaos. Yin and yang. 137, English Ordinal. Mr. John Petrie, I know you're liking this. 33rd prime number, and that's linked up to the right there, the 33 degrees. That may not be a big deal. Not really, but let's keep going because we got more on Yale. Now again, Order Out of Chaos is 39. What does the tarot have to say about this? Well, we're going to break down the 3 and the 9. Third card and the 9th card. That is the Empress and the Hermit. And in numerology, the Empress and the Hermit equals the number 79, linking up with gold. And when I first started this presentation, I showed you that Order Out of Chaos through alchemy ends up being 79 on the masculine side, which was gold. So you see how those link up? These are strong links, ladies and gentlemen. Strong links. So you have to start asking yourself, who created this matrix reality? Because I can promise you, these people that are creating things are not sitting down at this level and bringing it all in and deciding that they're going to go with these words through numerology and tarot. There's no way. It's too much work. There's no way they did it that way. Breaking down the word Yale. I told you it's the Y. I am 1000%. There's no doubt in my mind that Yale, the reason why they chose that name, the founder's last name was Yale, but it's the Yod. Yahweh, Jehovah, same thing. It's all Hebrew based, ladies and gentlemen. It's all dated back to the Hebrew ethnic background. That's the only thing we can go off as far as what history tells us. Yale is a number 10 through numerology. And the 10th letter in Hebrew is the Yod. It's right there. It's right there. And the 10th letter is the Yod. I mean, can you see what I see? It's clear as day to me what this is all leading to and what Skull and Bones and Yale and what they're all paying tribute to, what they worship. It's what every religion worships. But just people don't know it. It's all the same thing. It's kind of comical. This is my last slide. I got 2 slides left. Thanks for bearing with me. Here is Yale. Well, actually, here's right off of Wikipedia. Here is Yale University, and you can founded in 1701. I'm going to decode that and show you why that's important in a second. But here's what's on the flag. The official flag of Yale. Notice it has Hebrew writing in the book, and then it has Latin writing at the bottom. Why would they do that? Why not just do it all in Hebrew? I don't have the answer for that, but it's necessary to decode it because numbers speak truth. So here it is decoded. You have the Hebrew part of it, which is in the book, and then you have the Latin part right here, which is at the bottom. And I squared these out, but look at what they equal. Because again, we're talking about a total. We have to use 2 ciphers to decode this because we have 2 different languages. But look at what it ends up being, ladies and gentlemen. The 96. That's the yin and yang, the black and the white, the duality of this matrix reality. Quite perhaps the dualistic nature of the Yod. I mean, this is their friggin' logo. Their collegiate logo is a Y, matching that of yttrium. Yale. I mean, is it not obvious what's going on here of what Order Out of Chaos ends up coming from? I mean, look at all the big names that come out of Yale. I mean, it's completely obvious. But let's go a step further. The 2 elements that link up with 45 and 114 is titanium and indium. Titanium has a weight of 45. It's not its most abundant, but it does have a weight of 45.943. Indium is 114.904, and then we add those up using alchemy, and we get the number 160.857, the masculine side, which remember, man, if you're talking about male-female, the male has to ejaculate into the female to fertilize the egg. So without the male, you ain't got no baby. So the masculine to me, even though the woman gives birth, the feminine side is important. They're both important, but the masculine is what gives off the offspring first. It has to give the sperm. So the masculine side is really, really important when you decode, when you understand how the numbers on the decimal sides, how they really play out. This is the masculine, ladies and gentlemen. And the logo, the words of the logo of Yale end up being, through alchemy, 160. 106 equals the number 47, just like the word tetragrammaton. Titanium and indium, the two elements right there that are embedded in the logo, are the number 47. Hell, even the phone number of Yale, there it is, 203-432. Look at the 47 in there, 4771. I'm not making this up because it's right. Where's their phone number? Maybe it's not on here, but that's their official phone number. That's their official phone number. That is a 33, matching that of the order out of chaos. And you can decode all of this, like 1071. Let's decode that. I'm going to go here to Gematria now. I'm going to decode 1071. 1071. And we're going to use the Chaldean. And voila, 79. It was founded in 1701. 1071. That is gold. Did I not show gold earlier? Right there. Order out of chaos. Gold. So again, I mean, are the people who founded this, are they sitting down and say, we have to open up this university in 1701? We have to. Or is this someone lying and telling us really when it opened up, but it didn't, just so it matches up the numerology aspects? I mean, these are big, important questions to take into consideration. You can decode this way more if you really wanted to. I mean, October 9th, you can go in and decode that. What day is October 9th? I didn't even go into that. There's so much more that I could do. But I think you get a clear understanding of what order out of chaos is and where it originates from and who's running it. It's not people that's running it. Just remember the one scripture in the Bible, Isaiah 45:7, which I'm going to leave everybody with this. Here's the Yod talking now. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Right there. That's what's running your matrix reality. That's what's running your universities. That's what's running your governments. That's what's running your religions. It's running everything. And if you're new to seeing it, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard with eyes to see, ladies and gentlemen, because it's all originating from the same roots. There is no difference. Your Bible, your Upanishads, Tibetan Book of the Dead, all religions, they're all tied into this symbol right there. That's it. That's the why. It's the why. Like it or not, that's the way it is. So get to understand your reality, because that's what it's all about. And that's where order out of chaos comes from. It's the letter O and the letter C. That is order out of chaos. Gold. What is it you see? What do you see? What do you see in all this? Maybe I missed something. But doesn't get any more apparent than that, ladies and gentlemen. Just break it down to the simplest. Break it down to the most ridiculous. What do you see? I know what I see loud and clear. I know what runs this matrix reality. What do you think? That's all I got for today. My name is Logan. Decode your reality. Thanks for watching.